Yahweh family, just say that he has made be glad and rejoice in it. Today, Exodus chapter 19, verse 19 says, the sound of the shofar grew louder, and Yahweh answered. So today we are blowing the issue on the shofar, or blowing the issue on the shofar, blowing the shofar on the issue of the ring of fire ignites. First try, babe. Alright. And in case y'all want to know, I got this shirt from allpraises.co. Second Exodus, marching back to Zion. Right? I'm not sure if this is the faded. I think this might be the faded one because I've had it for so long. Shout out to my brother Aaron for getting it for me. Just before we start, I want to make sure, because I've had problems with this thing, my camera dying or phone dying before. Shout out to all those who have donated and things of that nature to the ministry. So helps, in some cases, it helps be able to get me things, and so I can support this, such as, keeping my phone, like literally. I've been through a lot of turbulent financial situations, that would have been a lot harder to navigate without the support of you guys. So if you ever do feel led to donate to this ministry for whatever reason, the link is in the bio, or the links are in the bio. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So I want to go ahead and touch on Psalm 119, verse 100 says, and then go ahead and flip there if you haven't already. Psalm chapter 119, verse 100. It says, I knew more than the ancients because I kept thy precepts. This is David saying he knew more than the ancients because he kept thy precepts, right? Okay. We all know this. He had a special favor and anointing over his life. Absolutely. But understand that he knew more than the ancients because he kept thy precepts. The precepts being, the law, Torah, the foundation. Okay. A lot of you ask me, how do you know? How are you able to at such a young age? Yes, part of it is the favor and anointing I have on my life, but the other part of it is Psalm 119, verse 100, and the other part of it is John 14:26, when it says the Spirit will bring all things to your remembrance. So the stronger you get in your spirit, in the Spirit, the stronger the more and more you're going to be able to recall these things, okay? And it goes hand in hand. So again, 1/3 of it, I really believe, is the favor, the purpose and assignment on my life. The second part is obviously the scripture, the precept I just gave you. And lastly, and most importantly, is the Spirit bringing it all together. You understand what I'm saying? If you haven't already, please like, and if you feel led to, subscribe, and please share the truth with please share this video with whoever the Most High leads you to, because you may have heard this truth, or maybe even know what I'm about to say, or you might not. I'm probably going to pull out some rare knowledge that a lot of you haven't heard, because I knew I hadn't heard of some of this until a good brother brought it out to me. So let's go and get straight into it. So I said about keeping the precepts, because we're going to get some precepts before we even dive into the meat. So Matthew chapter 24, right? Matthew chapter 24, flip there with me again. I'm not going to take 30 seconds to wait, because that's what the pause button's for. And going out, Yahusha went from Mikdash, and his Talmudim, that's his taught ones, came near to point out to him the buildings of the Mikdash, right? And Yahusha said to them, do you not see all these? Truly I say to you, not one stone shall be left upon another at all, which shall not be thrown down, right? And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the Talmudim came to him separately, saying, say to us, when shall this be? And what is the sign of your coming and of the end of the age, right? So they're asking these questions about the end. And Yahusha answered and said to them, take heed that no one leads you or deceives you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and they shall lead many astray, right? And you shall begin to hear of the fightings. That's almost like, Jesus Christ, literally, but almost in a way of how, claiming to be the Messiah. And you shall begin to hear of fightings and reports of wars and rumors of war, and see that you are not troubled, for these things shall come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, it's not the end. We hear about Trump, bombing another nation, or he's going to go bomb here and bomb there and bomb everywhere, right? Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be scarcities of food, pestilence, and earthquakes in places. So Messiah warns us, because I want to tell you where Yahusha warned about this. It's also kind of ironic that I understand that it talks about how the Antichrist spirit will sit in the temple, because we were talking about the temple being thrown down, but it also says that the Antichrist will sit in the temple of God, of Elua, claiming that he is God. And it's kind of crazy that if you look at it from in this sense, in a spiritual sense, right, as well as maybe physical, the temple is now our body, right? The spirit of Jesus Christ claims that it is God, right? So it is a spirit that claims to be God, and it sits in the temple of most people. Okay, but that's a whole other study for a whole nother another time period, not time period, another day. If y'all want that study, man, y'all gotta let me know. But let's keep going. All right, so where was I gonna go? Okay, so this is my Yah scriptures. Praise Jehovah for me being able to even get this. All right, now we're going to where I feel like I was gonna go somewhere else. No, I wasn't. I was gonna go to my Sefer. So go ahead and flip, or if you don't have a restored name, this is the Sefer, but this is a cover my wife put on it. So, but we're gonna go to the Sefer, okay, and we're gonna go ahead and touch on this a little bit. All right, let's do it. Jasher chapter 6 verse 11, or if you don't have a Sefer or a restored names copy, just go ahead and look up Jasher chapter 6 verse 11 through 12. Let's go ahead and get into it. So today, I just had to touch on that to get into the meat of what I'm about to say as well. But, that is meat. But, again, keeping the precepts. And I want you, Ecclesiastes 1:9, there's nothing new under the sun. So, again, watch the pattern. So, again, Messiah says earthquakes, Jasher 6:11 through 12. Or I didn't read I was going to read Matthew 24:37. Forgive me, y'all. It's been a long day. And as the days of Noah, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So if we want to understand what's happening now, we have to understand the days of Noah, because again, history doesn't repeat, but it certainly rhymes. Okay, that's why I was wondering why this is talking about Noah. And I'm thinking, how in the world is this applying today in my mind? I'm like, what? And then I remembered, Matthew 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. Jasher chapter 6, verse 11 through 12. In the days of Noah, and on that day Yahuwah caused the whole earth to shake, and the sun darkened, and the foundations of the world raged, and the whole earth was moved violently. Pay attention. And the lightning flashed, and the thunder roared, and all the fountains in the earth were broken up. Okay? Such as was not known to the inhabitants before, and Elohim did this mighty act in order to terrify the sons of men. Okay? That there might be no more evil upon earth, and all the sons of men would not return from their evil ways, and they increased the anger of Yahweh at that time, and did not even direct their hearts to all of this. So again, what I'm talking about with the Ring of Fire, how this kind of came up, is because a good brother, Larry Johnson, well, you know what, you might be all right there, but this freaking fly decided to land on the right side of my phone. It's annoying me, but Larry Johnson, put this together, kind of was moved by Baruch to make this video, which kind of inspired this video. Great brother, go follow him, but or of course, 1 John 4:1 test it. I'm not telling you to believe in me or another man, but test everything I'm saying by the Spirit, because I don't want you to just believe me. I want you to study this for yourself, because ultimately the number one thing you can do, the best decision you can do, is to read the word for yourself. And every single time I get something or somebody else shares something, it tells me why I need to be in my word just a little bit more. Even talking about, I find it just not a coincidence at all that between June 24th and June 26th, you had what was called the Ring of Fire earthquakes all the way from Venezuela to California. I don't know if it was the Philippines, but literally around the whole world, there were all these earthquakes and aftershocks within the span of 2 or 3 days. And at the same time, you had 1,000 people die in France alone from the so-called heat waves. And now this week, the week of the 4th of July, they're characterizing this as a heat dome. Okay, that's a good word. Heat or not the heat? Yeah, they're characterizing this coming thing as a heat dome. And I'm thinking y'all can probably hear it in my voice, but where I live, I'm used to the kind of the humidity, the heat. I've been through a firefighter academy, so I feel like what's happening and conditions I work in and stuff like that have kind of prepared me for this moment. But you guys got to understand that because I want to be careful how I lead y'all, but understand that what's happening in the world is often a spiritual temperature check first. So whatever's happening in the physical is manifest first in the spiritual. for example, when the Messiah told the fig tree to die in the book of Mark, it didn't die until the next day. Not because Messiah didn't have the authority of Yahuwah, right? But it was because I feel like he was showing us that there's a delay between the spirit realm. Now, between the spirit realm and the physical realm. Now, I don't mean that the Most High is not on time. I mean that I don't understand it 100% because I don't understand like 100% how all that time and all that works, and neither do you or really does anybody. But a miracle versus a miracle is when, he does something, boom, right then, right? But usually there is a delay, right? Or the Most High might, what we view as delayed judgment, like with Nineveh, right? Okay, or something else to that effect. If trying to help you get a bigger picture. And so again, you have the heat dome, and then the ring of fire earthquakes at literally a week back to back. Okay, we had the earthquakes last week, and we have the heat dome this week. Okay, so that you guys got to understand that there is a spiritual. Let me just make sure this is recording. Okay, good. I just kind of get a little. I'm not gonna say paranoid, but after that, I remember the very first one of these videos I did stand up here like this on my little projector stand that I guess I call a podium. I had recorded a whole hour and some change worth of video, and it just got lost because my phone died. So I just can now I kind of like I have it charging. I always kind of check a little bit to make sure that that is good. Dang it, I lost my train of thought. But understand that this is no coincidence. Okay, you have to begin to understand these things. All right, now I want you to pay attention. I'm trying to go slower. I've had people in my comments, tell me to go a little bit slower. So I'm trying to go a little bit more slower with the verses, explain a little bit more because I get really excited and zealous and start going like ripping and going and you know what I mean? Because I just be getting excited because this is what we're seeing. And I mean, even there's something I want to bring out. The so-called, I was seeing on the news, I don't have cable. So a lot of times I don't even see the mainstream narrative. I don't even watch cable. I mean, I be seeing some stuff online, be doing my own research, Spirit bring me to stuff. But with Venezuela, I seen something where the earthquakes or there's aftershocks or something, and how that people were going into internment camps or like not internment. I don't want to say internment because throwing that word out there, but they were just going to camps, right? And so I just kind of think like how they're using all of this to, as you guys know, say this is climate change, this is global warming becoming climate change, which is becoming, I think the next word they're coming up for is like climate emergency is where they're going. So they're going to be saying that, Yahuwah's judgment and his warnings as this is, right? Because again, you got to understand that, am I saying that this is literally this verse fulfilling here in Joshua 6? No, but I'm telling you the pattern because again, Matthew 24:37, but as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. Are you hearing? Are you listening to me? Or are you listening or are you just hearing me? Okay, there's a difference, right? Hearing somebody is when you're like just tuning out and you're just, what a lot of people do on the job. You feel me? Listening is when you're actively engaging, whether that means you're taking notes, you're attentive. And I get it. I listen to videos going down the road too, but I need you to really listen to what I'm telling you because I've been raised up to speak prophetically on these issues, right? To be a prophetic voice. This is not what I seen myself doing 6-7 years ago, even 5 years ago. Even when I first got awakened, I got awakened, it was December 30th, 2020, right? I didn't start making videos until it was July 31st of 2024. So I've been on it, even 4 years ago, if you had asked me what I had been doing, because I've only been doing this for 2 years. If you asked me 3 years ago, I don't think I would have been doing this. I mean, would I believe you if you told me? Sure, maybe. But I didn't see myself doing all this, right? And now I understand that I'm a prophetic voice. And I'm not talking about one of those prophets out there that's like, New York's going to be bombed on October 10th. Not saying that he would never do that because I'm not going to put the Most High in a box, but I definitely have to recognize at this point, as many other people keep bringing up to me, because I'm like Messiah, like I don't, I think Messiah, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember if it's a verse, but he made himself of no reputation. Like I don't like going around telling people, what the Most High has given me to some extent. And I'm not saying don't testify about the goodness, right? But what I'm saying is a lot of people they're seeking for information. They want to know certain things so they can try to get over on you, or they try to attach you just because, they see a light in you and they want to cling to that light like literally a fly in a room. You feel me? So, but I forgot where I was going with. But Oh yeah, it was like 100. And when I look, it's probably more than that, but it's like 188 dead. This was a few days ago when I seen the headline. 188 dead, 1,000 displaced, and they said they fear thousands could be dead. And this is only, again, what was this sign for? This was for verse 12, or verse 11, to terrify the sons of men that there might be no. They're trying. This is the Most High trying to turn. I mean, if you're going to look at it in a metaphorical, repeating sense, the Most High trying to show to get people to stop doing evil, to wake up. But see, they're going to spin this narrative, and basically, they're going to spin this narrative. I'm sorry, I thought I heard somebody outside. They're going to spin this narrative and say it's climate change, and then when all the crap really does get happening, they're going to use it and funnel it again, because you got to understand, there's a great reset, which is what's happening with all this AI stuff and I'm sure you've heard on the internet, the great reset into the beast system. And there's Yahuwah's reset, which is where the Assembly of Philadelphia is going to be going. I need to teach on that. Thank you guys for I need to teach on the 7 assemblies and how that pertains to second Exodus, because a lot of y'all just don't know. And that's okay. But I mean, I've taught on this many times before, but I feel like it's been so long since I've made a second Exodus teaching. It's about time to bring it back out. Let me know if y'all want that. Again, y'all got to tell me what y'all want. I'm not saying that if you tell me I'm going to do it, because I'm led by the Spirit ultimately. But I think I need to bring that back out, because one thing that has really developed me in my understanding is understanding that 2 or even multiple things can be true at once. Like this is talking about the days of Noah, but this is also to me, feels like a prophetic sign to now, because again, as the days of Noah were, so also the coming of the Son of Man be. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So Ecclesiastes 1:9, there's nothing new under the sun. So understand that there's no coincidence at all, and that one thing that has really emboldened my ministry, and really emboldened me in the ministry that I've had, is that I don't come from a lot. You know what I mean? Like I've by the power of God, I had to inch or crawl for centimeters for what I have. Even the spot I'm in now, like for everything. And I wasn't always, again, this but what people would say is well-spoken, or some people say intelligent, or photographic memory of the word, whatever people come up with. Again, John 14:26, Yahuwah, his Spirit brings all things to your remembrance, right? Or my remembrance, your remembrance, right? So it's really the Spirit. And I make the most of every opportunity. For one, you need to be praying to extend grace, that the Most High would extend grace to you. And secondly, you need to accept what grace he does extend to you. Because you have Paul out here murdering people in cold blood. You understand? I'm not saying you can, do that and get away with it. That's what you should be doing. No, not at all. But I'm saying you need to have more grace on yourself, because the Most High gives us grace, but we're not walking in it. Then, we're going to be rah, never any peace. Okay, that's one thing he's been telling me, been showing me. One thing I have to work on, not being so self-critical. What was the other thing? Secondly, make the most of every opportunity. In and out of season, in the hills and the valleys, out in public. One thing that's helped me is I always try to bear the fruits of the Spirit. You know what I mean? Like be strong. Again, the more you get the word, the more it's the Spirit. The more the Spirit, the more you're going to bear the fruits. The more you're going to bear the fruits, the more, it multiplies. It's like hitting a multiplier in a video game, Well, I don't know if I should, forgive me if, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but that's just because growing up, obviously, you guys can tell I played games, okay? Just kind of, it's really the only thing I do outside from my own personal, I play basketball every now and then, but don't really got a lot of time. So when I'm home, just play the game, and it's really the only thing, the hobby I do for myself, that's not Bible related, because even for going to the gym, things of that nature is Bible related for me, because I believe that spiritual and mental awareness leads to physical preparedness. Spiritual and mental awareness lead to physical preparedness. So that's really the only thing I do that I'm just like my own hobby. So anyways, that's not what you're here for. What you're here for is the deep prophetic take on this. Again, understanding the repeating metaphors, understanding these things, understanding the precepts, understanding the foundation, right? Or not the foundation, because technically Jasher is, but going to the book of 2nd Baruch, chapter 25, follow me. 2nd Baruch, if you have to Google it, if you're trying to follow me. If not, that's okay. And he answered and said unto me, 2nd Baruch, chapter 25, verse 1, let's go. And he answered and said unto me, you too shall be preserved to that time, that sign which Elyon will work for the inhabitants of the earth in the end of days. Okay, what's the sign? What's the sign? Pay attention. I know it's a little complicated, but pay attention. Follow me. Verse 3, this therefore shall be the sign. What's the sign? What's the sign that he's going to work? Verse 2, verse 3, the sign is, therefore this shall be the sign, when a stupor shall seize the inhabitants of the earth. What? A stupor. And they shall fall into many tribulations. That means trouble. And again, they shall fall into great torment. Stupor means like unconscious, or basically like unaware, like what's going on, like almost like, I don't want to say confusion, but it's just like they're running around like they don't know what's going on, what's happening. That's exactly what's happening right now. This is the great sign, second Baruch. Are you paying attention right now? I need you to be paying attention, taking some notes, because every conversation, even waking up in these videos are a gift from the Most High to you. I need you to, I know it's hard, I know our attention spans are short, you know, and oh no, here we go again. We're going to start with this, but every time I make videos, like especially these videos, my nose just starts going crazy. But understand that these videos and everything else is a grace from Yahuwah to you guys, and vice versa to me, because as much as you guys think that you that I inspire you, you inspire me much more to continue to stay on this journey. And I don't just say that, I actually mean it. And so look at right now, the great sign. People are walking around like they're unconscious. They're like literally, it's like stupid. Like they don't know what's going on. Like, you feel me? This is the great sign. Second Baruch 25. I'm not making it up. This is talking about the end days. This is paralleling to directly right now. This is not necessarily metaphorical. This is very literal. Okay? This is very literal. Verse 4, and it shall come to pass when they say in their thoughts by reason of their much tribulation, their thoughts and their reason. Again, reasoning, philosophy, for those of you who watch Truth Unedited series about testing Christianity. If you have not, and you have no idea who or what series I'm talking about, Truth Unedited Testing Christianity, I highly recommend you binge watch that. Highly, highly recommend that. And their thoughts and their reason, right? Reasoning as well, and the understanding of philosophy that we understand it, and today coming from the Greeks, right? As their reason of their tribulation, of their troubles, Elohim no longer remembers the earth, right? This is, I guess, what they're going to say. And it will come to pass when they abandon hope that the time when, hold on, I'm losing myself. Not losing myself. That the time will then awake, okay? And then I answered and said, will that tribulation which is to be continue a long time, will that necessity embrace many years? Okay? So again, don't just take what I'm saying verbatim. I want you to go study this. Because again, the number one thing you can do for yourself, I'm going to just keep reiterating this, is go study for yourself. I'm telling you. Because when crap does hit the fan, I've been seeing a lot of stuff with the heat dome and the grid fail, the grid will fail. I've made videos on that. Go down and search. Really take a dig at my YouTube channel. All this zombie apocalypse stuff, I made a video about it a month before it happened. That's how, you know, the Ruach's really moving in me and moving in others, is when you see it happen. It's not when they hop on a bandwagon and like parrot everything. The spirit of parroting, that might even be a good message, where everybody just at the same time it's happening. The prophetic moves before the physical. You feel me? Because again, what happens in the physical realm must first be it must happen first. It's happening in the spiritual realm. Okay, what happens in the physical is always usually first made manifest spiritually. Sorry, y'all have to forgive me, but this literally happens every video, bro. It's starting to get annoying, but it was really just the warfare of the enemy. Verse 2 Baruch 27, and he answered and said unto me, into 12 parts is that time divided, and each one of them is reserved for that which is appointed for it. In the first there shall be the beginning of commotions. In the second part there shall be slaying of the great ones. That reminds me kind of, I don't necessarily understand this part. You understand? I mean, slaying of the great ones almost reminds me of the giants, but I could be very wrong, because I have to study this out more myself. Everything I'm telling you guys, it's a mirror right back to me. Verse 23, in the second part there shall be slayings of the... I already read that. Verse 4, and in the third part fall of many by death. And in the fourth part, the sending of the sword. In the fifth part, famine and the withholding of rain. In the sixth part, earthquakes and terrors. And verse 8, wanting. Okay? So I need you to understand this, is that, let's back up. What is the sign? 2 Baruch 25. That there's going to be, the Most High is going to tell the sign that will work to time. Well, sorry. Let's just go back over at verse 1. And he answered and said unto me, you too shall be preserved till that time, that sign which El Elyon will work for the inhabitants of the earth in the end of the days. What is the sign? Is anybody paying attention right now? I don't say that at you guys. I'm just trying to wake you up. You feel me? Verse 23, this therefore will be the sign from El Elyon, that he's like the work of the inhabitants in the earth. Like, this is the sign. Come on. When a stupor shall seize the inhabitants of the earth, stupor again, they're not going to know what's going on. Okay, verse 4, verse 3, stupor shall seize the inhabitants of the earth, and they shall fall into many tribulations, and again, they shall fall into great torments. And it will come to pass when they say in their thoughts by reason of their tribulation, El Elohim no longer remembers the earth. Oh my goodness, that just hit me. People are going to be like, there must be no God. He's forgotten about us. This is going to be the sign, the stupor, where we've been abandoned. When they abandon hope, then the time will then awake. I have to understand that. I don't really understand what the time will be awake means, because again, I'm still a steward and a student of the word like you are. This is good. This is good right here. This is good. It's getting hot. Thank you, Yahweh, for this word. This is the sign. That just now like really clicked for me. So people are going to be in the tribulation, in so much trouble, they're going to think like, they're going to be so not knowing what's happening, and say their thoughts. I read that there is much, because there's going to be so much tribulation that they're no longer remembers the earth. There's going to, like, it's almost basically be like he's forgotten about us. Don't believe what. It even talks about in the days of Noah, like when you go to Jasher chapter 6, when you actually read that out in full context. Should we do that? Where am I at right now? I'm at 26 minutes. All right, I'm trying to. These videos are bound to be longer, but shall I really go there? You know what? And in the 6th part, earthquakes and tears, I feel like I was going to read something else. What was I going to read? Oh, I was going to read something else. Let's read. All right. I got 2nd Esdras 9 pulled up right here for you. So go ahead, get 2nd Esdras 9. Just go ahead and get 2nd Esdras 9, or for some of you, it's going to be 4th Esdras 9. Chapter 9, okay? We're going to be starting at... All right, we're going to be starting at 1. But where was I at? Man, I was going to go somewhere. Oh, yeah. Did y'all know in the book of Revelation, chapter, please forgive me, but chapter 6, did you know that the 6th seal is when the Most High, like, literally is breaking the earth apart, like, literally, or not like breaking the earth apart, but there's a massive earthquake. And a lot of people say, some people theorize that this is when the second Exodus could happen, because I don't know, maybe the continents will be brought together. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. That's just speculation. Probably shouldn't even put that one out there. But notice how the 6th part, or the 6th part, or the 6th peril, I guess if you want to say it like that, is earthquakes. The 6th seal, essentially, or no, is it the 6th seal? I think it's the 6th seal, is a great earthquake. And you just notice that, I don't know, you notice the numbers and the symbolism. So where was I going to go? I think I was going to go back to Jasher. Am I going to go back to Jasher? I don't know. Am I really going to teach y'all on this? All right, yeah, I think I'm going to teach y'all on this, man. I'm going to really show y'all something. Show some love to the video, man, because these videos do take a long time. All I ask, honestly, is that you share it with somebody else who may or may not have heard the truth, or help another brother who doesn't have this understanding, because I'm telling you, a lot of people look to someone like me, or Truth Editor Ron, or Larry Johnson, and that's pretty cool. That's cool. But at the end of the day, the Holy Spirit was imparted, the Ruach HaKodesh was imparted to us so that we could be the Davids and the Deborahs. You feel me? Again, you got to go out and be the change you want to see in the world. So if you want to see more leaders, if you want to see a strong man, maybe you're a natural branch of Yasharel. If you want to see a strong man, not Yasharel really lead his house and his family, instead of waiting on it, you pray to the Most High and you go be that. You feel me? If you're a woman and you want to see, you want to see more faithfulness. If I don't know, I'm not necessarily a woman, so I don't really. Y'all would be able to better, judge that. But if you want to be like a Deborah and really, like, think she was like a general, like lead armies, or you know, you guys got to understand that the first Exodus did not start with the Moses. It started with the midwives' disobedience to Pharaoh and not being afraid of him and not, you know, killing Moses because Moses was the firstborn, and by them not killing Moses, the firstborn, because Pharaoh had ordered that all the firstborns die. By them disobeying Pharaoh, the midwives really were the start of the Exodus, essentially, or that's what kickstarted the event. Because without that, I'm not going to say there would be no Exodus, because the Most High wouldn't have allowed it, but you understand where I'm going. All right. Do I really want to go to Jasher chapter 6 right now? So this is kind of a oh man, I'm up here. I'm suffering. All right. Woo. Because we had read verses. All right, let's go ahead and read it because I want y'all to understand. I'm gonna go over this just because I love y'all, man. I want to see y'all succeed, and I want y'all to understand that there's nothing new. There's nothing new, man. There's nothing new. Joshua chapter 6, verse 16 through, we're going to go very long on this one. We're going deep. Joshua chapter 6, follow me. Chapter 6, verse 16 through 32. Let's read. Let's go, because I'm hitting this and I'm rolling. So you're going to have to, I'm going to roll through this one because my nose is kind of getting to me, and I got one more thing to read after this. And I'm trying to be a little bit time conscious, although I know this is probably going to be like an hour, and I'm already halfway there. And all the sons of men that were left upon the earth became exhausted through evil on the account of the rain, for the waters were coming more violently upon the earth, and the animals and the beasts were still standing surrounding the ark. Okay, so the animals may be used to protect us. Point, note that. Verse 17, and the sons of men assembled together about 700,000 men and women. They came to Noah to the ark, and they called to Noah, saying, open for us that we may come to you in the ark, and wherefore shall we die? First method is when crappies and friends and family are to come to you. If you don't let us in, we know you were right. We know you were right. We remember, Adam, whoever, when you were saying all this stuff. If you don't let us in your house, we're going to die. That's gaslighting. That's manipulation. So their first tactic, or from what I'm understanding, the parallels in Scripture, is going to be gaslighting and manipulation. Okay, let's see how Noah responded. Verse 19. And Noah with a loud voice answered them from the ark, saying, have you not all rebelled against Yahuwah and said that he does not exist? And therefore Yahuwah brought upon you this evil to destroy you and cut you off from the face of the earth. See, Yahuwah is bringing a lot of, you got to understand that Yahuwah is bringing a lot of the judgments and what people are going to, you know, what is viewed. Well, I got to be careful with this, but he's going to be bringing a lot of the judgment, a lot of this stuff. You guys got to understand it's going to be in the name of climate change. Okay? I'm going to have to read 2 Peter 3 after this, or I could actually parallel that now. So y'all pause. Let's go to 2 Peter 3. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Come on, you know you want to find Peter. Let me just... Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing, Zeal? $13.88. All right, I'm way over the mark. St. Peter chapter 3, verses 5 through 7. Let's read. For this they willingly are ignorant, that by the word of Elohim the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world then was being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of wicked men. See, the Most High is not going to destroy the world by water, but by fire, or not destroy the world, but the wicked. I would say the wicked. But the day of Yahuwah will come. But the day of Yahuwah will come, verse 10, as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth shall also, and the works are therein shall be burned up. The Messiah says in the book of Revelation that he comes to give each according to his works. Now let's go back. Oh crap, I lost my spot. No. So again, keep all that in mind. Back then it was water, now it's fire. You got to understand the parallels. You got to know your precepts. This is why the number one, how do I do it, Zio? Read. Please do it, because one day, me, Ron, anybody else, Broseph, Yehusef, whoever else you guys listen to, they're not going to be around to explain every little thing to you guys. And not saying that I'm, speaking down on you, but I'm speaking to you as a brother or a sister, because there's a lot of people that rely on these messages to, or not even these messages, but people in general, like they rely on others for their self. Like, it's just, you're no different than a Christian if you just rely on the pastor to feed you at your word, like as your main, and sometimes we do have seasons where we're not able to read as much, you know what I mean? I'm in one of those seasons now, so, but it's not an excuse to not read, but you get what I'm saying? All right, 3:13, so let's go ahead and get into it. Joshua chapter 6 again, let's read. Let's hit it. So again, first tactic of your family and friends when crap hits the fan, because you should be bugging in before you bugging out. Again, because you don't want to be in the streets unless the Most High tells you to, escape the city or whatever. You want to go in before you go out, or like basically come home before you bug out, as they say, because you don't want to be hitting the streets the same people realize, oh crap, here we go. Oh crap, my money's there, I can't feed my kids. You don't want to be in the street. So people are going to realize, oh crap, you were right, man or woman of Yahuwah. And they're going to come and, Noah, basically their first tactic is gaslight. We're going to die if you don't help us. Let us in the ark. Whatever they're going to say. And again, Yahweh said, not Yahweh, but Noah said, basically, you have said that Yahweh didn't, have you not already against Yahweh and said that he does not exist? See, Matthew 24:37, but as the days of Noah were, so also the coming of the Son of Man be, right? As the days of Noah were. Okay, see, atheism is nothing new. Does not exist. Second Baruch, they reasoned that in their hearts, because of their trouble, that basically that Yahuwah has abandoned them. That they lost hope. Nothing new. Verse 20. So let's see their second method. If gaslighting and manipulation didn't work, is this not a thing that I spoke to you 120 years back, and would you not hearken to the voice of Yahweh, and now you desire to live upon the earth? And they said, Noah, we're ready to return to Yahweh, only open for us that we may not live and die. And they're going to be like, man, Noah, or whoever, I don't know, angel, somebody, right? They're going to say, okay, now we can understand we were wrong, we believe now. Then Noah said, they're going to say they try to believe. Okay. Verse 22, and he said, and Noah answered and say, behold, now that you see the trouble of your souls and wish you return to Yahweh, why did you not turn back these 120 years which Yahweh grants you as a determined period? But now you come and tell me this on account of the trouble of your souls. Now also Yahweh will not listen to you, neither will he give ear to you on this day, so that you will not now succeed in your wishes. Okay, so he basically told him no. And basically, he told him that Yahuwah will not listen to you nor hear you. So this is not you. A lot of times the devil got you feeling like you're the one shutting the doors on relationships and stuff and whatever else that you got going on, like relationships, friendships, whatever. But it's really Yahuwah shutting the door. Matthew chapter 25, go study this, because I don't want to I don't know if I can find it, because I'm trying to stay on topic as best as possible, but you guys know how I am. But Matthew chapter 25, I flip right to it. Verse 12. This is talking about those with the oil in their lamps and stuff. Or the five wise and 5 foolish virgins. Go read it. Don't just hear me say this, go read it, because I'm not going to go through all 25 or however many verses it is for this. Or 13. But he answered and said, Matthew 25:12, who? Yahusha said, so be it, I say unto you, I know you not. What? Oh wait, hold on, verse 11. And after Adonai also came the other virgins, saying, Adonai, open to us. But he answered and said, so I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, you neither know the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Adam comes, the Son of Man comes. So Messiah said, I know you not. Yahuwah said, is there something on my nose? I think it might be. Hopefully I don't look crazy. I probably do look crazy right now. I apologize. But Messiah shut the door. Yahuwah's not going to listen to them. Okay? Matter of fact, while we're in 2nd Esdras right now, because I'm already right here, Yahuwah's not going to listen to them. Okay? So let's go ahead and go to 2nd Esdras. Dang, it's like 100 verses in 6. 2nd Esdras chapter 5, something that I want to tell you guys. Actually, we don't have to flip there right now. We don't have to. St. Ezra chapter 5, verse 8 through 10 says that at that time that, wisdom shall withdraw into its chamber, and righteousness, I think it said wisdom shall be found, or righteousness shall be found, and it will not be found, because wisdom's going to withdraw into its chamber. So even if you try when crap hits the fan to tell people this stuff, Yahuwah is going to be the one shutting the door. Messiah, right? Messiah with the authority of Yahuwah. Understand? So, understand that you are not the one shutting the doors in these people's face. That's just the devil trying to manipulate you and gaslight you, okay? Again, a lot of people talk about Lot's wife looking back, but notice how Lot, even though his wife looked back, he didn't. That's the mentality that we have to have. Pay attention to what I just said. Look, a lot of people look at Lot's wife, and they're like, oh, she looked back because of this and that hurt. She had compassion on her daughters. Jasher chapter 19, verse 52 to 53, right? She had compassion on her daughters, right? She was thinking about her daughters, right? She was, even with the promises of Yahuwah right in front of her, visible with the angels, she was still looking back for, in this case, what would be Babylon, right? So understand that it's not you shutting the door, it's Yahuwah. Now let's continue before I literally fall over. Let's go. And now, what was people's reaction to this? Oh, why am I in Ezekiel? What am I doing? Jubilees. Now, how do they react to basically Noah saying Yahuwah would not listen to them? Now, watch the posture of their hearts. They reveal themselves when you don't tell them what they want you to, or what they think you're going to tell them, or what they want to hear. In verse 24, and the sons of men approached in order to break into the ark to come in on account of the rain, for they could not bear the rain upon them. So again, first is, the first is basically gaslight manipulation. We're going to die if you don't let us in. Okay, you tell them no, or again, in the situation, you really don't even want to answer the door, or you do whatever Yahweh leads you to do, for real. But secondly, now we want to serve Yahweh, okay? Noah said, Yahuwah basically through Noah was telling them no. And Yahuwah said, or they try to break into the ark, so their reaction revealed their heart posture. They break into the ark. And let's read. And Yahuwah sent all the beasts and animals that stood around the ark, and the beasts overpowered them and drove them from that place. And every man went his way, and they again scattered themselves upon the face of the earth. Okay? Now again, verse 31, we're going to go to verse 31 for time's sake. And Noah prayed unto Yahuwah and cried unto him on account of this, because, Noah had thought that he reached the gates of death. You got to remember the animals are crying. Noah, all these things are beginning to happen. The crushing, the thunder. And verse 32, and verse 31, and Noah prayed unto Yahuwah and cried unto him on account of this. And he said, O Yahweh, help us, for we have no strength to bear the evil that has encompassed us. For the waves of the waters have surrounded us, the mischievous torrents have trifled us. The snares of death have come before us. Answer us, O Yahuwah, answer us. Light up your countenance toward us, and be gracious to us to redeem us and deliver us. Right? Verse 32, and Yahuwah hearkened to the voice of Noah and remembered him. So this is why you got to know Yahuwah. Proverbs 18:10, the name of Yahuwah is a strong tower, and the righteous run to it. See, Noah thought he was at the gates of death, right? That's verse 30, right? Let's read. And Noah and his sons cried and wept in their troubles. They were greatly afraid they had reached the gates of death. Noah thought that he was at the gates of death. Peter thought he was going to drown in the water, but they both called, Noah called on Yahuwah and Peter called on Messiah, who had the authority of Yahuwah. This is why you need to, whenever you get in a bad situation, it's not saying you're not going to be scared or afraid, but you need to call on the name of Yahuwah, because when crap hits the fan, a lot of people think you rise to the occasion. You don't rise to the occasion. That's only like short-term stuff for, car accidents. But in a true apocalypse, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your level of training. Understand that. You're not going to be a hero, okay? Now again, context, the Most High can use you to do certain things, to rise to the occasion, if you want to think about it. I'm talking about like movie like rising to the occasion. Like, oh, this guy, he's 15, is 120 pounds, not making fun of you if that's you, and he's, never done anything before, he doesn't do anything, and, he just becomes a superhero. That does not exist in the real world. In the real world, you fall to your level of training. So if you fall into your level of training, is going to be the word. Again, moving in a very militant state of mind. And when I say that, I don't mean physical rebellion. That's just stupid. It's retarded. When I say that, I'm not, I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm just saying like it's reprobate, okay, to do that. Because I'm not here to tell you this to scare you, but to be a vessel to prepare your mind, heart, and soul for the things to come. Secondly, I say that because I'm not here to create physical rebellion. I'm here to to help spark spiritual revolution in your hearts. All right? Because you're going to be in some bad situations. You might be in some bad situations, but again, you have to follow your level of training. That's why you have to have a militant mind. Okay, first, training on these 3 levels. First, spiritually, searching the scripts out, praying, fasting. Secondly, renewing your mind, threat surveillance, vigilance around you, thinking like a soldier. Now, don't do that. Now, you got to understand that not always, overstimulating yourself to the point where your nervous system gets fried. That's a lot of issue a lot of us have now. And then physically, training, if, whether that's, I don't know, some people do MMA, boxing, the gym. I highly recommend it because a lot of people talk about going to a second Exodus and they haven't been out of the house since 2020. Now, I'm not saying those things are essential physically, but it will definitely help, and it will definitely help you. So understand that. Woo! 2nd Ezra chapter 9. We're doing pretty good. 2nd Ezra chapter 9. Then he answered and said, measure the time diligently in itself, and when you see some of the signs pass, which I have told you before, then you shall understand that it is the very same time wherein the Most High shall begin to avenge the world which he made. Therefore, when there are seen earthquakes, the people of the world in uproar. Earthquakes and uproar. It almost reminds me of how when crap collapses, people are going to be in an uproar, Verse 4, and then you shall understand well that the Most High spoke of these matters from the days that were before you, even from the beginning. See, we're going to understand those of us who are not rising to the occasion, trying to be some hero, but falling to our level of training, going inside like the Israelites did, right? Falling to our level of training being the word. Oh, wow, the Most High, verse 4 and 5 right here said it. For as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So also that's how the Most High have clear beginnings and wonder and works of power and the ending and signs and wonders. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by belief, by which you have believed, because faith without works is dead, right? Okay. Verse 8. Oh, goodness. Or verse 7. And if everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by belief, by which you have believed, and shall survive the dangers spoken of, and shall be my deliverance in my land. And within my borders, for I have Kodesh, set them apart for myself from the beginning. Right? So again, he's Jeremiah 1:5, anointing you and appointing you for such a time as this. You have to believe it. Again, I didn't see myself doing all this. When I was 17, I was 137 pounds. Right? I'm just being real. I'm definitely not that now because I put the work in. I'm really nowhere near that now. I'm a lot bigger than I was back then. That's what I'm saying. I literally came from almost nothing, and definitely nothing on a spiritual level. You feel me? Let's keep going. Verse 9, then those who have abused my ways shall be in a wretched state, and those who have thrown them away in spite shall dwell in torture. Wow, okay. The laws are done away with, though, right? No. Verse 10, for such have received benefits in their life, but have not known me. So don't be jealous of the Andrew Tate and other Lamborghinis you see, and all the life that you think you should be having. For such have received, and those who have loathed my law, when they say freedom, America's turning 250 tomorrow, because again, I'm probably going to upload this on Friday, July 3rd. America's received freedom. All right, back to it. Had to blow my nose. While they still had freedom, and when a place for repentance was still open to them, did not understand and despise the law. That's why they threw these books out, man. Verse 13, I can get through it. Or verse 12. The same must acknowledge it in anguish after death, and therefore do not question how the wicked, verse 13, shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be delivered, to whom the world belongs, and for whom the world is created. Boom. See, all your answers in the word right here. I hope this video is evidence of that. If you guys feel led to donate, the links are in the bio. Please subscribe to this channel if you feel led. It really helps out because, again, you may have heard this truth. You might even know more than I do, which I know a lot of you do. But it's not all about the head knowledge, it's about the heart knowledge. And see, a lot of people haven't received the truth. So please like, subscribe, and especially comment, because that boosts the engagement, recommends to other people, so others can hear this truth as well, because we have many things in common. Maybe some of you have a game system, maybe some of you don't. There's a lot of things we have in common. Our struggles, our sufferings. 1 Peter 5:9, the same sufferings are like, basically like our brotherhood in the world, right? Or not in the world, but like in the world as in, us as a brotherhood, sisterhood, right? But one thing we definitely don't have, all of us in common, is we don't have time. There are many promises in the Bible, but tomorrow is certainly not one of them. So Joshua 24:15, choose whom this day you will serve. Romans 10:13, for whoever shall call upon the name of Yahuwah shall be saved. John 14:6, Yahusha said, I'm the way, the truth, and life. And the man comes to the Father but by me. So you need to pray to Yahuwah and admit you're a sinner in need of salvation. Pray and ask for repentance or ask for forgiveness of your sins and repent and believe in Yahusha, or ask Yahusha into your heart, and that he would cleanse your sins and cleanse your heart, and your sins in your heart. However you want to word that, because I'm telling you, that's the only way to be saved, is to ask for forgiveness, and to really, and then after that, you want to walk in repentance. With that being said, I think I pretty much hit the nail on the head. Please share this with somebody. I know this is an hour long. I know that. I know y'all don't got a lot of time. But please, I ask that you really, this is not your everyday video. So if you guys can, please stick it out as long as you can and really share this, because it means more to me than anything, or not than anything, but it takes a lot of time to do this, put this together. These videos are 4 times as long as my TikToks and about double what I used to do. So please, 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 all I ask is that you share it with somebody. And if you feel led, donations always help. They help me to continue to upgrade and to do things and to get stuff like this and to get my tripod. You feel me? So thank you to Kate and everyone else that has ever like donated, because you don't know how much it helps. I might not always publicly say it, because again, I try to stay low key with what the Most High is Baruching with me with in certain seasons until I'm led to reveal it later for His glory. You guys gotta learn to know how to move on the down low. But with that being said, as I always say, if you stay prayed up, if you stay vigilant, and if you stay ready, say it with me, you don't got to get ready. I love you, family. I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.